no, Cypher's gonna kill Gem. No, this is it. Well, I guess you could say Dax fell for it. Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for the Road Rats. This one's going to be doing my next review for the final batch of episodes of Season 3 of the Road Rats, of the entire series as well. This is my review for Episode 9, titled Innocence Lost. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Road Rats. This one's going to be doing my video review for the next episode of the Road Rats final season. This one's for episode 9, Innocence Lost. So, I thought I had the words to describe my thoughts on this episode, and now that I've pressed record, I honestly don't think I do anymore. So, huge spoiler warning if you have not watched this episode, and I mean it. I mean, seriously, if you've not seen this episode yet, definitely watch it before you watch this review. I even made it a point not to spoil anything about it in the opening scene, mostly just because I didn't want to, spoil it just in case, you know what I'm saying? Let's just rip the Band-Aid off, guys. Dax Pike is dead. That's right, Dax Pike is dead. And I just can't believe that. Now, I will say this. When I was watching the episode, I kind of felt it coming. You know what I'm saying? I kind of predicted this one. I've kind of predicted this character death for a while now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of knew. I was like, okay, his time is coming. It's just a matter of when. I originally thought that he was going to die at the end of Season 2. If you guys remember back when I was doing the reviews for Season 2, he was a big death prediction of mine. And even in 3A, I was kind of like, all right, like, he'll probably die in the mid-season finale. Again, didn't happen, And then I kind of thought, I was like, well, they wouldn't make it obvious and kill him in like the penultimate or like the series finale or something like that. They would do the unexpected, and that is exactly what they did. So though I saw the death coming, and though I definitely expected it, I will say very good job on the writers, very good job, Matt, for making it not predictable, doing it in an episode that is very unpredictable. And I won't spoil anything, but I'll just say that this episode has very big vibes of a certain World Gone Mad episode, okay? And people that have watched World Gone Mad, you kind of know what I'm talking about and why these two kind of feel the same. And it's creepy. I was talking to Matt about it yesterday. I was like, this is weird. It's really weird. But this episode proves to you right there, the showrunner community does not give a shit. We will have crazy deaths if we need to. And this show right there just proved it right there. That even in its, final few episodes, we will kill the lead off and push forward regardless for 3 more episodes, So it's pretty insane. Now, let's delve into this. Let's talk about the plot of the episode, and let's kind of go through this and, see what we think. So, the opening, I'd say 20 minutes of this episode was actually a flashback to show you how Jem and her mother got captured by Pablo and the Teotihuacans. And I thought it was really cool to kind of get that knowledge. We even have Pablo that actually cameos in this one, and you've got Luke that completely throws our characters under the bus. Which was really crazy to see. And we then kind of linked up to when Luke and his family got the hell out of there, got the hell out of Dodge. And we also linked up to when Jem and, of course, her mother were locked up in that cell. And we kind of get that full, scene. So it was nice to see Pablo again. I really enjoyed getting that kind of knowledge. It felt like watching season 1, admittedly. It was really cool. But then we're back in the current timeline. And we've got them, they're at the, skate park or whatever. And you got Cypher that's like, look, you got to make a decision. And Duke tries to work something out, tries to even sacrifice himself in this one, which was pretty heroic of him. But Dax is really not sure what to do, and I even in this scene was like, all right, this is when Dax is gonna die, hands down. I felt this one happening. And then you have Warwick. Now, I completely forgot, but Warwick was not in the lineup of people in the last episode. I really, really did not catch that at all. So, again, very good job of kind of swerving you, because I had no idea. And Warwick was standing there, and he does save their ass, although it's a huge shootout. But Dax and them, they get out. Everybody gets separated. You get a major battle that takes place, and everybody kind of gets split up. So the remainder of this episode, and the middle part, I'd say, is them trying to find each other. After the battle that kind of goes down, a lot of Cypher's men die. So obviously, it's a pretty cool fight in this skate park. Really cool environment too. I really liked it. But Warwick came in clutch. I mean, he really did. and we get a huge battle that goes down. They are all kind of separated in their own way. We kind of get these splinter groups for a while, which is pretty good. One of my favorite scenes of the splinter group, section of the episode is when Dax talks to Emily, the girl that, of course, he shot her brother and stuff like that, under Cypher's command. So he actually then kind of says, like, he's like, look, like, I don't expect you to forgive me. You shouldn't forgive me, but I'm trying my best here. And she even says, she's like, look, it's going to take a while for me to forgive you, but I do appreciate what you're saying, and I do appreciate, what you're doing. So Emily kind of, has some sympathy for Dax in this one, which, I think is good. And the whole time I was watching this episode, man, I was like, okay, flashbacks, battle with Cypher, close call, deep in-depth talks with Emily, with Dax, making up for what he did. I was like, yep, here it comes, son of a bitch, And I felt the whole thing coming. I really did. And again, I still give props. Some people may call this, a predictable death. I still don't say it's predictable, because in an episode number like this, you wouldn't expect it. You know what I'm saying? So even though I expected it, I'm sure a lot of people didn't. And that's the important thing. And again, it's one of these deaths that I have to admit, I'm sad that I'm wrong. Or sorry, I'm sad that I'm right about it. I didn't want to be right about it, but I felt the scene coming. So let's talk about that scene now, shall we? Cypher surrounds Dax and Gem. And Dax calls off everybody else. He's like, look, I've been cornered by Cypher. Don't come and get me. Like, we're screwed. And you've got Cypher that actually shoots Dax in this one. And Dax goes down. He's knocked the frig out. And you've got Gem that goes up against Cypher and fights him. Now, this was a really good fight. I mean, Gem really held her own in this fight. It was really, really good. And on top of that, you actually get a really interesting moment where them two are kind of, facing off against each other. And it almost feels like Cypher is almost going to, break free of the whole, eye thing or whatever, which, you guys know I don't really care for the whole eye thing, the whole, supernatural element. But I thought it was a cool scene. And I did like the scene where you thought he was going to break through, but then he didn't, And you get them, they're fighting, right, all the way through, messing each other up. Cypher's injured, so Gem actually has quite an advantage, I would say, on this one. And it was really exciting. And we overall, I think, had a really great final battle with a lot of the dragons and stuff like that. Cypher is still left alive. And as leverage against Dax, he holds Gem hostage, puts a gun to her head, and calls Dax up. And Dax, goes up on this, big platform and stuff, and you get this major confrontation between the two. And I did not for 1 second I never thought that Gem was going to die. I just don't see that character ever dying in this show. And I was very, very sad to see the way the scene went down, because he sacrificed himself for Gem. He told Cypher straight up, he was like, look, this is my doing, and I spared you back then, and look where it got me. And it's true, in the first episode in the pilot, Dax spared Luke, and I mean, look where that led him. But it's great that it didn't cost anybody else. I mean, yes, Dan, and yes, some other characters, the Rebellion and stuff, but for the most part, Dax took the fate for himself, and he chose his fate because of his actions, you know what I'm saying? And because Luke couldn't break free of the eye, which I think is bullshit, because I think Luke would still do this shit regardless. I mean, I think that's pretty clear. And anyway, we get the scene, we get him, standing there, and he ends up getting shot, and he gets killed by Cypher, and he stands there, and he falls off, and that's how Dax dies. And to add insult to injury, he ends up getting impaled on a pole as he falls, and he's still alive. And Gem runs down there, running away from Cypher, tries to get a final moment with her dad, and he says, don't let this consume you, don't let this, take over, yourself. And he dies right there on that pole, impaled. I mean, what a crazy ending for a character, seriously, and for a lead character on top of that. I will say I am comfortable with this death. I very much am. I think it was very well executed. I mean, it's pretty much everything you could imagine for a death for Dax, to be honest. And it kind of adds just more to why we want, Cypher to die, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted him to die this episode. I thought we were getting to it, but we didn't. No, we didn't. But yeah, Dax, rest in peace. He was a very, very crazy lead all the way through. Had a lot of, crazy moments and decision making that definitely maybe not would have been for the better of the whole group. He should have killed Luke, and he should have done some of these things, but it really ultimately came back to bite him in the ass. And I think it was a really good piece of storytelling, and I think it was really well executed. And, well, basically the episode wraps up, and you've got Jem, who is now the leader of the group, and she's, saying, like, look, we're going to take Cypher head on, you know what I'm saying? And, Porkchop and the others are going to follow her command, and I'm very excited to see what happens next. It's going to be really insane. And if you're wondering why I haven't mentioned any of the surgeon stuff, it's because I don't give a shit. So, if you saw my episode 8 review, you know why. I don't give a shit about his story. I want him the fuck out of here, to be honest. So, this episode was awesome. This episode was incredible. And for me, just for the story and for the plot, it's my favorite episode of the season. For sure, it's my favorite episode. I think I may still prefer 1 or 2 episodes from season 2. You know what I'm saying? I think there may still be a couple from season 2 that were better than this one, but this one's up there. This one was very well executed. It was very well done, and I think overall it was a great way to send off Dax, for sure. So let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below. Rest in peace to Dax Pike, and let me know your thoughts. How did you feel about the death, and are you excited to see the last 3 episodes? Because we're coming down to the wire now. So post comments, post thoughts. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click to subscribe and tune in to miss any of the videos of the Road Rats. Make sure to follow me at Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys very soon for more videos for the Road Rats. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.